What's up, y'all? I'm Spade, and this is my review of Captain America: Brave New World, Julius Ona, 2025. Alright. I know it's been a minute. What's up, yo? Remember to like, remember to subscribe. 90% of y'all are not doing that. If you're feeling ambitious, leave a comment if you agree or disagree with anything I'm about to say. Now, first things first, I'm gonna talk about what I like, then I'm gonna talk about the things I dislike, and afterwards we could talk about the overall state of the MCU, and I'll talk a little bit about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the animated series. Also, this is your spoiler warning right now. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm pretty sure it's out on digital already. If not, it should be very soon. So yo, spoiler warning, get the hell out of here, watch the movie, then come back. And yo, yeah, I know it's been a minute. Listen, I've been busy, I've been working on a lot of stuff. Yo, big salute to everybody who's been coming to the shows and listening to my music. You know, these movie reviews are just kind of a little bonus thing that I do, but like, I appreciate all of you guys watching. One love. So yo, Captain America 4. Sam Wilson Captain America. There wasn't too much hype around this movie, to be honest. I wasn't really anticipating anything great. Sam Wilson does become Captain America in the comics. I know a lot of people are hating. I do know they kind of skipped over Bucky Cap. I would have liked to see that, it would have been cool, but I really didn't have a problem with the direction they were taking. Now, some of the stuff I liked. I liked that they explored the fact that Sam is not a super soldier. He's not as strong as Captain America. He's a regular guy, he has no superpowers, no healing factor, which means the stakes are a little bit higher for him. I like that it made him a little bit more scrappy. He had to look for different solutions on how to deal with things. I really liked the incorporation of the vibranium wings, and I liked that things had consequences. Sam could get hurt. His partner, Joaquin Torres, like the new Falcon, he actually gets battered up pretty badly. And to be honest, while I'm watching the movie, I was thinking like, yo, if this guy takes a hit from the Hulk, he's gonna be obliterated. While they were flying through the sky, matching the jets at supersonic speeds, I was like, yo, if one of these guys falls out of the sky and hits the water, they're gonna be broken. Lo and behold, that did happen. Granted, it's probably leagues off of what would really happen to a person if they hit the water going that fast. But like, I appreciated that it wasn't just bullshit. A lot of the MCU movies of late, they haven't had any stakes. It just felt like, okay, the multiverse is here. People could die, they could get brought back from a different universe. Characters are extremely strong, cosmic levels. We have gods killing gods. Everything just got kind of a little bit too much. So I appreciated this movie was a lot more grounded than a lot of the stuff we were getting. And to be honest, I was hoping for that. Another thing I liked is there were some pretty good action sequences in this movie. Unfortunately, they were a little bit hindered by the VFX, but I think without the amount of action in this movie and the amount of fighting and generally cool looking stuff happening, it would not have been half as good. And then the third thing I liked was that it connected a bunch of the dots, albeit after almost 20 years, from a whole bunch of other different MCU movies. You had elements of the first Hulk in there, the Edward Norton Hulk. You had elements of Eternals in there, and you also had elements of Captain America Civil War. Obviously, it's a Captain America movie. And I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, but I'm pretty sure some of this stuff kind of plays into Thunderbolts as well. And yeah, to be honest, that's pretty much all that I really enjoyed out of this movie. So now on to the stuff that I didn't like. The overall story of this movie was just boring. I didn't care about it, didn't feel like it had any stakes. No mystery, no questions, no intrigue. Everything was just there. They showed the Red Hulk in a lot of the promotional material, and I think it kind of ruined the movie because all of the things you see in the trailer, or at least most of the footage of the Red Hulk in the trailer, is from the last part of the movie. And it feels like a movie from a bygone era, like a movie from the early 2010s, where every trailer was the last action set piece of the movie. Movies were relatively boring until the last action set piece. There were a bunch of movies in that era where the whole movie was boring. It was, you know, they tried to inject a whole bunch of forced character moments and then end it with a big bombastic end piece, which I understand, but they showed the ending in every trailer for the movie, so it kind of negated the whole thing. No one was excited. it was stuff we all saw before, which is a shame because I think if they kept the Red Hulk out of the promo stuff, it would have hit a lot harder. Along with the story, the writing and the dialogue was really bad. Sometimes it was just explaining what was happening or filling in gaps that aren't explained. Before I said I liked the incorporation of the vibranium wings because it makes it make sense how he could take on an enemy like the Hulk or even block the amount of gunfire he's taking. But it really is just a throwaway line of dialogue. You see him use the wings, they're not explained, and then the character Joaquin Torres just tells the guy sitting next to him, oh yeah, you know, the Wakandans gave him these wings. And that's just, like, really bad. There were so many instances of this throughout the movie. When they go to see the other Captain America, Isaiah Bradley, as they're walking in, Sam Wilson is explaining to Joaquin Torres who he is. I understand why they did that, because they showed a lot of this in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, which, again, it was a horrible idea to do that, because the whole arc of Sam was explored in that show, and we kind of have nothing to deal with in this movie. He's just running around doing things. He doesn't grow as a character. He doesn't have a personal life in this movie. Like, I don't know who Sam Wilson is outside of being Falcon or Captain America now. And then there are parts at the end when the action sequence is happening where the characters are saying what's happening on the screen, literally saying it. Unfortunately, that's because of this new culture of people being on their phones while watching the movie, even in the movie theater. So some movies, I know Netflix does this a lot because people are at home. Now some movies literally have the characters saying what they are doing because people are on their phone. And that's fucking whack. Stop it. So yeah, story was bad, writing was bad, the dialogue was bad, everything was kind of contrived. Wasted opportunity with the Red Hulk. Completely wasted opportunity with the Red Hulk. Extremely wasted opportunity with the leader. And they didn't even call him the leader in this movie, they just called him Samuel. In all honesty, what I think would have been a way better idea would be to have Red Hulk appear at the beginning of the movie, wreck some shit up, kill the Abomination, bring the Abomination in, kill him, and leave it a mystery as to who he is. Have Harrison Ford as the president, who his performance is neither here nor there. He's being Harrison Ford. Have that be a mystery. Who is the Red Hulk? People who read the comics, they'll know, but I think a lot of people who read the comics, they don't care anymore about these movies. They've kind of checked out. I've honestly, for the most part, have checked out. That's why this review is so late, because I didn't go to the movie theater to watch this movie, and I don't think I'm gonna go see Thunderbolts either, because they gotta make a good movie and get me to spend my money to go to the movie theater. Movies are expensive. Earlier I said it would have been good to have cameos from other characters. Abomination, because apparently, like, he's a good guy now. Have, you know, Wong maybe with him, I don't know. Another important one is to have the Wakandans, have like a Wakandan technician help Sam test out his wings before he goes and uses them. Or they could have explained that in the Winter Soldier show, but instead, I don't know, you got like 3 super soldiers fighting a little girl in that show. I don't know, that wasn't, started off great, ended like shit. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. This movie doesn't have anything really to do with that show other than Sam's already Captain America. Would have been a lot more compelling if Sam, while trying to solve who is the Red Hulk, had an arc where he was like, you know, what is gonna make me Captain America? Why am I Captain America? Should I take on this mantle? Have all the undertones of, you know, him being an African American, because that is a legitimate story to tell. But I really think the potential was extremely wasted in the show and in this movie, unfortunately. Give Sam Wilson a bad name. Anthony Mackie did a great job though, like he killed it, knocked it out the park with what he was given. He just wasn't given great material. Same thing with Harrison Ford. So unfortunately, yeah, there is a lot more bad than there is good. But you know, if you're a real serious MCU Marvel head and you just need your fix, decent enough to put on and maybe eat dinner or have a drink. So my rating for Captain America: Brave New World is 6 out of 10. Yo, let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, write it in the comments, don't DM me, I'm not answering your ass. And yo, here, bonus round. State of the MCU right now, they really gotta do some better work. Not going to see Thunderbolts in theaters. Wait for the digital release. Once it drops digitally, I'll watch it. I'll let y'all know what I think, if I think it's worth it. I've heard good things about it, but not that it's amazing and that it's gonna save the MCU. Recent news that Doomsday and Secret Wars have been delayed. I think it's like until Christmas next year or something like that. And yeah, I think it's better that way. I've also heard a lot about Kevin Feige not really being involved with all the Disney Plus things that have been going on over the last 5 years, that wasn't his idea, that was more Bob Iger. He wanted to release a whole slew of content to compete with Netflix and the other streaming services during the pandemic. And that was the major thing that brought them down, because the stories were nothing stories. Regardless of who the characters were, what their identities were, they played a whole identity politics game with the audience. And it was just that the stories were not compelling. WandaVision was great. Everybody really liked WandaVision because it was a mystery. It kept you guessing. It kept you waiting to want to watch the next episode. No other series really did that. And it's weird that, you know, a guy like me who likes the action, who likes to see monsters and mutants and blood and guts and gore and, you know, stuff like that, I liked WandaVision out of everything because it was written well. It told a good story. I was interested in the characters. I cared about what was going to happen. And it was hinting to larger implications that made sense within the MCU. All of the movies that have come out recently and all of the shows, I don't really understand what's going on. With the first phase of Marvel, it was very clear. Second phase, even though they stumbled a little bit, they told a coherent story throughout those movies that connected to something bigger. This one, I think it's very vague. Know what they're trying to do. If you ask me, they're gonna do Secret Wars, but they're gonna do the second Secret Wars, not the one where Spidey gets the symbiote suit. They're gonna do the one where a version of Doctor Doom saves bits of the multiverse, makes his own world, and then they're gonna have all the characters from every Marvel associated movie, like the Fox X-Men, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, you know, maybe Wesley Snipes Blade. They're probably gonna have all the guys from Deadpool and Wolverine, Gambit, and was Psylocke in there? I don't know, I can't remember. Regardless, they're gonna go bigger than Endgame, where they brought everyone from the MCU. They're gonna go outside and bring everybody in and say, okay, this was a multiverse, things are gonna go down, it's gonna restart and reboot. And I think Fantastic Four has a lot to do with that as well. You know, they showed Galactus. Galactus, if you know, is an entity from the previous universe. So maybe he's from this universe, or maybe he's from that universe and this is the new universe. I don't know, some time travel going on. They're gonna probably bring Franklin Richards into this. Reality warping, multiverse, makes sense, it tracks. So don't quote me on this, but you know, that's my prediction for what's to come. So I did watch Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I did watch Daredevil Born Again. Both were good. Both had a weird kind of tone where it was super serious at parts, and at parts it was not as serious. Spider-Man more was made like it was made for children and adults at the same time. At one point, somebody knocks a book out of somebody's hand, is like, what do you think this is, the library? Ha 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 ha. And I'm like, who the hell, who's this for? But at other times, like, a person literally gets impaled and they're like selling guns, like actual guns, not like laser guns like in the old Spider-Man cartoon. And like, it has some pretty serious stakes. The animation I wasn't a fan of. I don't really like that cell shading animation, but I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to do the Kirby art. Would have looked better just normal 2D, not the 3D 2D fakery. I don't know what to call that. Cell shade animation. So it was pretty good. Worth a check if you're into Spider-Man, check it out. But do note that there are some parts, it's like Clone Wars, where sometimes it's like really serious, and then some parts it's like super jokey and super for kids. So it's like weird tonally. Daredevil, I think, hit the mark. I know we could talk at length about Daredevil. It did what it was supposed to do. I want to see more of the same, but more action. I think it was too much about, you know, kind of the situation of the week, make it grimier. But I do appreciate how far they went and what they did with it. So also, Daredevil's worth a check. So yeah, man, that's my review. You got a little bonus there at the end. I know it's been a minute, so you know, those are my thoughts. And hopefully I'll get you a DC video before Superman comes out. And I got something brewing for Star Wars. I gotta collect my thoughts on Star Wars. That's a whole other beast by itself. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.